Want candy now?
What is going on, everybody? Nasdorachi coming back at you today with yet another episode for Dragon Ball Legends. Now, over the course of the weekend, I apologize, was super busy, didn't have time to record anything or do a whole lot of game playing, a lot of real-world stuff to do, but we do have, over the past couple days, game moving forward into version 1.7.0, and there are quite a few little changes I wanted to go over with you guys, some new upcoming stuff as well, and I'm going to give a refresher just for everyone who's new here on the best way to farm equipment and Zeni and experience. So we're going to go over all that really quick here. Before we jump right in, I did want to say that I do try to respond to every single one of you guys' comments. It's becoming increasingly difficult and time-consuming, but I still do try. Sometimes it does take me 10 to 12 hours to get back to you guys, depending on if I've fallen asleep or what part of the world you live in. So if you guys have a lot of questions, I'm going to put a picture on screen, and in the description there's a link to a really good Facebook group. So if you guys are on Facebook, you can hop into this group right here and ask questions. A lot of friendly people are in there. You shouldn't get trolled. So I found it's a pretty good resource. So we're going to go ahead and give them a shout out in this video here, and hopefully that we can increase their ranks a little bit. So moving forward from that, a couple things I do want to discuss in this video. We are going to start with just the quick and easy. So farming experience and farming Zeni. What are the best stages right now in the game to do this? So this video is just going off of what we have available right now. And there's a couple different options I've heard on Reddit and what people think is the best. So I'm going to go ahead and give a kind of a definitive answer here. We have 3 different stages that I would most recommend farming for experience, so to level your characters up quickly. Now, the one level that is generally the easiest and you get a lot of experience for, and let me skip this, I didn't mean to hit preview, is if you go to the final level in story versus the Hooded Saiyan and you fight this guy, not Goku, but the Saiyan in red, maybe even Goku too, I haven't checked him. But you get about 5,100, so over 5,000 experience for fighting this guy right here. He is just a solo fight, so you just go in, beat up on him, and you're done. 5,000 experience. So for farming experience, doing this stage right here is exceptionally efficient. You'll be able to get through it quickly, you get a lot of experience. But there is still a huge drawback to doing it this way, and I'm going to cover that real quick right now. The problem with farming just the Hooded Saiyan is you don't get the silver equipment drops. And this is actually crucial because yes, you will be able to farm your experience up higher and faster, but you won't have the Zeni you need to advance the character in the Soul Boost tree to unlock his potential system and class him up so you can actually get to level 600 and 1,000. So because of that, it is still, in my opinion, best to farm the hardest difficulty you can, namely EX5 of the Nappa and or the Raditz event. Not so much Raditz unless you need the Soul Boost material that he drops. You get a lot of blues and yellows, I think, from him. But Raditz only gives around 5,500 experience, and Nappa here gives around 6,500. So you still get more experience from doing Nappa, and you will get these silver equips that you really need to sell to get Zeni. Each one of the silver equips sell for about 10,000, well not about, they sell for 10,000 Zeni a piece. Sell a stack of 20 for 200k. So you will not be able to do that if you're only farming the Hooded Warrior, Hooded Saiyan, Shallot, Future Shallot, whatever you want to call him. He's great for just getting raw experience, but you won't get the Zeni you need. So if you already have tons of Zeni, you're just trying to level a character up quick, go with the Hooded Warrior, possibly that last level versus Goku where it's just a quick fight and you get a lot of experience. But again, this Nappa fight will take you a little longer to beat because there's 3 high-level enemies. It just takes, even if it's only 30-45 seconds to a minute longer, it's going to add time, which reduces your efficiency, but you make that back up because you're farming red souls, equipment, and Zeni all at the same time. So 3 birds with 1 stone here. That's why I consider the events to be the best. Now, coming up soon here, Renzi did data mine, and I'll try and throw some pictures of this up on the screen too if I can track them down on DBZ Space, but we are going to be getting a Vegeta event, very similar to the Nappa and Raditz, and it's going to start dropping gold tier equipment. I don't know off the top of my head, but I guess I would wager that gold tier equipment would sell for 20, maybe 30,000 Zeni a piece, seeing as silver is 10k. So that'll be a great way to farm that and get even more Zeni. So these events right here, still, again, in my opinion, the most efficient way to level your character up. You'll just go in, beat the hardest difficulty over and over and over again until you get to level 1000, ideally. Now, you will still have to farm, pick and choose story missions to get your soul boost orbs, but you can kind of follow the how to get tree in the actual soul boost for each individual character to kind of find which levels you need to do for that. So, again, events, Raditz, Nappa, and soon to be Vegeta, best way to farm experience and Zeni and soul boost materials all at the same time. So now that we've covered that, I do want to get into the combat changes. If you guys remember, I put out a video a few days ago called the Dash Tech, a way to improve your PvP online fighting abilities and to increase your win rate. Now, they have since, in 1.7.0, patched that combo very heavily. I think they call it the boost move, Bandai, but we're going to stick with the Dash Tech here. So, I'm here to explain to you why this technique is actually still extremely relevant, even though it has been heavily crippled. I've seen a lot of pro players or advanced players who've abandoned it and gone back to just mashing out the 4 cards in your hand to do the combo just straight out the gate. You don't want to do this still. Again, even though the Dash Tech has been patched, there's still a great reason to use it, and we're going to show you that right now. So, jumping into the Nappa event here, you basically, to kind of go over what the Dash Tech was for any newer players, before, instead of just spamming out all the cards in your hand to just do a combo, you know, card to card to card, back to back to back, what you would do is insert the forward swipe on the screen to dash towards the character, and then you'd queue up your card while you were dashing towards them. So it would be card, dash, card, dash, card, dash. And what that did before was allowed your ki to continue to regenerate and more cards to fill into your hand, so you could get the 5, 6, potentially more if you're using Pan with her buffs active card combos. You can't do that anymore. They've really nerfed the offensive side of this combo. You can only use your 4 cards, no cards will continue to fill into your hand, and you will not regenerate ki while you're dashing and while you're doing the light tap screen combos. So again, that's why a lot of people have abandoned the technique, but in play testing, I have found that even though they have altered so heavily the offensive side of the combo, the hidden benefit to continuing to still do this dash technique is they did not freeze the cooldown timers for subbing your characters in and out on the left-hand side. So you're going to see here, we're going to try and lead and hit him. Of course, I didn't hit the right part of the screen. And we got nice little powerful Nappa here, but we're going to sub out to Goku here. Actually, we should probably do Piccolo because Goku's got the type advantage. So we'll start with the combo. You see that both of my characters on the left side have their timers going. So if we can combo here, we're going to do the dash tech, and you see we're dash, card, dash, card. My combo timers for subbing Goku and Broly back in were still decreasing while I was doing this dash tech. So it's still, even though you're not getting the key back, you're not getting the cards back, you are wasting more time in between your cards to allow your vanishes to regenerate. Because every time you switch to a new character, see Piccolo can't vanish, so we switch to a new character to vanish here. We're going to do the dash tech on Nappa, and actually we're going to run out of ki, so this is actually a great way to restore ki here. When you finish with a card, you just immediately charge your ki coming out of it. Now, with these changes, it is important to note that it's almost impossible to get a perfect victory now. You can still do it, but it's very difficult because you always run out of ki quite often. So, as you can see, again, both my characters' timers are up, and we have enough ki to launch a combo here. But, of course, Nappa's going to die, and now we're type advantage versus Vegeta. But these timers, again, continue to decrease while you are comboing, which allows you to really take good advantage of maintaining your ability to vanish once, twice, potentially even 3 times on the opponent. And if you just spam out your cards back to back to back, the amount of time you have for that combo is significantly decreased. So like right now, for example, we're at a tight disadvantage, and we need to get Piccolo back in as soon as we can. So dash teching will give you that extra time to get that done. So, and that's my opinion, makes the dash technique, even just by that self, makes it still relevant to keep using just for those extra few milliseconds to get your characters back in a state where they can hop in and vanish here. So, that'll work in PvP as well. And again, if you need to see what the dash tech is, I do have a video up explaining it more in detail. And still a technique you want to use at the top end of the leaderboards here when you're fighting against people that are really good. So that's important to keep note of. The other changes I've noticed to the game are kind of more on the back end. They did remove the whole draw mechanic, so whenever someone disconnected on you, you would get a draw. This is because they didn't want people forced disconnecting the game to take advantage of that and just boost their way to the top, which of course they're still doing with a hacked APK. But when they disconnect on you now, you get a victory as well. So that's a lot less kind of frustrating. Those people are still boosting their way to the top by quitting, so you can't really keep pace with them as a legitimate player. But again, just less frustrating. I don't think there have been too many other significant changes. Now, using the key regeneration function in battle is more significant now than it was before, because the fact you don't regenerate ki unless you're getting hit or standing still or, you know, using the key regeneration. But I found the best way to use it is to use a card that knocks them back, like yellow or red, and then immediately come out of that, charge up as much ki as you can, and usually you'll have enough time to teleport out of the way if they react and try and shoot at you or something while you're charging up. So teleporting out of your ki charging is pretty generous in this game. The window of time that you have, you'll be able to kind of get out of that and kind of bait people pretty easily if you use it right. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else to really cover right now. Again, we could throw up the possible future banner. I forget what it's called. It's called like some Imperial Royal Space banner something, but it's going to be focused around Final Form Frieza, Captain Ginyu, and as well the Kid Gohan with the Masenko maneuver. Not really sure too much detail on the cards, like what their colors are going to be yet, but those are the three highlight cards. They introduced the new Pikkon, the new Krillin, and the new Pan on this Broly banner that they had advertised on that banner. So they might make a return as well. But I'll throw up a picture of what that banner is probably going to look like. Hopefully we might see future Trunks come into the game either before or on that banner as well, because they kind of, as I predicted, they threw Broly out. I knew he was coming because his assets were already in the game. I'm predicting a similar experience with future Trunks because he was also in the tutorial missions. He's 3D rendered in the game. He already has movesets, assets. They can tinker with what color he is, you know, on his character, whether he's red, blue, yellow, green, whatever. But basically all his assets are in the game. So I think that's about all I have to talk about today. If you guys have any questions, throw them into the comments. I'll try and either put them all together, make a video out of it, or just kind of respond to you as best I can. Check out the Facebook group to see if you need help and stuff and I'm not around and you don't have a way to get the answer, you can't find it on Google. Check out that Facebook group. I think it'll be very helpful. If you guys are enjoying these videos here, feel free to give me a thumbs up. It definitely helps spread me out, helps me with the metadata and algorithms on YouTube, because we are trying to grow here and try and smash through that 10K sub goal we've set for ourselves. So I do hope you guys are having a great weekend. Expect some more videos from me really soon, especially if we get a new banner anytime soon. Throw up some more PvP battles. I'm going to do another video on that. Kind of tips and tricks using the new system here, with kind of the more the heavier penalties on your ki regeneration. So we'll do some more videos on that and how to stay relevant there. Again, use the dash tech. When the new Vegeta event hits, probably do some coverage of that for the gold equipment. See how good that is. So if you guys haven't subscribed already, please do so. I'd love to see you again on future videos, so stay tuned. There'll be more coming. This is Nasdorachi. Again, I hope you guys do have a great week, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace out, you guys. Later.